I texted you that. Maybe I texted.
Well, maybe
it
there's
to
some
the-
water.
So I have to check that out.
Do we have
Because I have
water?
two numbers for it.
Yeah.
No, I can go get some.
Just the man I wanna see.
Hey, I do that. Where are the speaker cards, Madam Chair? Oh, of course. When would you?
Okay, so I got the. So you know what, I sent, like I said, I sent the text. So you know, so then- So I have these reversed. Oh, that's it.
No, the last number is my work phone, 218, and I have heard on that birthday, so yes, I have one.
Oh, yeah.
It has, somebody just called me.
But then that number's at the back of the same-
There
okay,
is something
one more.
that I didn't know who.
Oh, thank goodness.
And I got one call from the salesperson. He just literally got home.
So you lost
See, that's why I- so
all
it's-
your
it's-
contacts.
And
Okay, we're ready. I wanted to show you at Wilson Park, and I reported this to Ashley.
Oh, my goodness.
And this.
That dog did that?
Yeah. But it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
but we need to get started.
Call 911. Okay, we're calling the meeting to order. Roll call
Chair Sweetland,
here.
Vice Chair Nevitt,
Here.
Commissioner Lanker.
Here.
I'm out of order, Commissioner Brainerd. Here. Commissioner Madrid. Here. Commissioner Owens. Commissioner Yu. Here.
Okay, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Shirley, you want to lead the pledge of allegiance?
And do such a long time.
You don't have to.
We'll help.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, it's time for public comments, and we have somebody who's making a public comment. Roger Portier, is it?
Yes.
I did that right, okay.
Hello, commissioners and staff. My name is Roger Coleman. I'm on the Parks and Recreation Commission. I wanted to, well, we're having a meeting next Wednesday on the 17th down at the South Oxnard Youth Center. I believe that's also the South Oxnard Senior Center. It's at 200 East Bard at Savers Road. And we'll be talking about kind of a wide-ranging discussion of parks, future park design. I've followed with great interest your nonprofit, Orcas. Is that still happening?
Oh, yes, we just got our official with the
You can't talk to me. But this park is a particularly challenged park, as you're certainly aware. I'm curious, a couple things. If anybody was around when they put the fence in front of the Rose Garden.
I'm the longest serving in this senior services, and it was there when I came.
Was there. So I think that that's something that it's unfortunate to have that fence there because it's a beautiful garden, should be open to the public. But on the other hand, the park is so challenged. You know, it's a question of what we can do with it. I was just in Los Angeles. Why? I used to live in Los Angeles. All their smaller parks have fences around them. You'll see this all over LA. If it's a park that's less than 6 acres or so, it has a fence around it because they have a terrible homeless population problem in Los Angeles. So I'll be proposing to park staff that we look into moving the fence from the Rose Garden to the parking lot and enclosing the whole park and then making it a vulnerable populations park, so that when you come into the senior center, you also have a park. If you're special populations, by the way, you have special populations programs here at the, so we just applied for a grant to replace the playground and make it an inclusive playground. That's for everybody to be able to use, no matter whatever disability they may have, in a wheelchair, in a walker. There'll be play equipment there that they can access and use. So this makes Wilson a particularly special kind of park where there is programming for all kinds of people, and now there could be a park that's kind of geared towards them. It would still be open to the public, but it would be supervised. And it would be closed at night. So hopefully we'll have less people sleeping in it, camping in it, doing things they shouldn't be doing in it. And I think that'd be important for both the senior center and for the special populations programs, and also for the neighborhood, for all the families who would just like to come and have a picnic or something. So we'll be talking about this next Wednesday at 6 o'clock at the South Oxnard Youth Center, 200 East Broad, Parks and Recreation. Sorry? 6 o'clock? It's in the evening, 6 o'clock in the evening. That's April 17th, Wednesday. It's a Parks and Recreation special meeting. So I hope to see somebody down there to talk about what your plans are in terms of the Senior Services Commission's goals and how it relates to parks or public space.
Now, is this in addition to these advisory
Yes,
groups?
this is just a commission meeting. The advisory, so we're in the middle of the Parks and Recreation Master Plan process. The reason we're having a special meeting on the 17th is because the workshop will be on our regular meeting evening of the 24th. That will be at the Performing Arts Center from 4 to 8. And then
Because
the
I can't go because they're always on Thursday, and I can't go on Thursday. But I did the report
yes,
on Wilson Park.
Ah.
And one of the concerns, we have a playground, but we have all these homeless, and who knows how many of them are,
on a list somewhere.
yeah, I mean, nobody's checking if they're on mailing
Exactly.
list. Then we got Frank, who sleeps in the rose garden.
Oh.
And,
Yeah.
You have a Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Would you like to meet him?
I'm gonna go right now. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have you gone to the neighborhood group that meets here? and
Yes.
Let them
I think I did, but I'll go again. This will be a wide open conversation for a good period of time. I mean, the playground won't be put in until next year, if we get the grant.
I congratulate you, you're doing great work.
Thank you very much, trying.
Get those benches fixed over at Eastwood Park.
Oh. Did we?
Well, no, that's what I just showed you.
Oh, those are Eastwood Park benches?
That's Eastwood.
Oh, I thought they were.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
yeah, Eastwood Park,
Oh, all right, I'll let them.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You know, the Parks and Rec Commission always focused on recreation, and now they're starting to address parks. And I'm really happy. I don't think it happened, but they let the parks go downhill. And now so we've got report cards. I have 3 parks that I do a report card on, and I can't go to the meetings, but they see. And they have broken benches at Eastwood Park. You know, it's a liability. And the city, you know, they mow the lawn, but they don't maintain the equipment. So, anyway, all right. Did you all get to read the minutes? Are there any corrections or additions? Could I have a motion to approve the minutes? Okay, Kathy moved and Jeff seconded to approve the minutes of the March 12th meeting. All in favor, say aye, or raise your hand. Yeah, opposed, abstained. Okay. It passed. So now we have the report of the commission secretary.
This is mine. It's hard to do this and that at the same time. So, May 7th, we have a city council meeting coming up that we're going to be doing, the commission's going to be doing its annual report. And the Dilders who won the award that I'll talk about in a little bit, they'll be commemorated by the commission. And they're also going to have a proclamation for Older Americans Month, which will be accepted by commissioners, so we definitely need commissioners at the May 7th. City Council. I think it's 6.
It's 6.
And then June 1st, we're having an insect festival. Mark your calendar now.
I saw the advertising.
Yeah. Yeah, so the insect festival is an opportunity to talk about the insects in our world, you know, the good they do, the bad they do, the beneficial insects that are out there in our agricultural fields. But we're also planning on bringing in some edible bugs. I think it's the World Health Organization has said that insects are the future of protein for our world. I've been getting a little educated about bugs, so more than I probably want to know. But yeah, so I'm hoping we're going to have somebody with some protein bars that have cricket powder or cricket flour, that kind of stuff in it, so you're not looking at legs and bodies, but just getting the good part of it.
Oh, yeah, I got cricket flour for my gluten-free grandson.
Yeah.
To make, I think from Amazon.
It's there. Yeah, so everything does something. So I think the annual report is going to be discussed later on in the agenda, right?
Yes.
So that's the notes from the commission secretary.
Can you put emails in there, just a reminder to bring that one?
Emails about May 7th.
Yeah, emails or a phone call, something to remind us.
Where is this bug coming?
The Bug Festival is not a meeting, it's a festival. It'll be in Plaza Park, 10 to 1, no, 10 to 4 on June 1st, this is Saturday. Obviously, the first Saturday in June. So, I know we have,
Activities for kids.
Yeah.
Artwork will be displayed.
Yeah.
Which Alice was talking about the city council meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, are you talking about the
Yeah,
city
yeah,
council?
I was just-
We changed subject on you.
Okay. The Bug Festival is, Insect Festival is in June. That doesn't really have much to do with the Senior Services Commission.
okay.
It's just something that the city's doing. And May 7th, which is a Tuesday, is when the city council meeting is, that we'll have a number of items. You know, May is Older Americans Month. So we're gonna get the Older Americans Month proclamation, and then it's a good time to do the annual report that y'all do. It coincides with the month. And the Dilders just got their awards, so it's time. So I'll make a note that you want a reminder.
We've asked in the past, and it doesn't happen, when there's some special event like the summer barbecue or whatever, that the commissioners get a notice. Because, you know, our calendars get really full and sometimes we overlook important dates. So if we could get a notice like a week before different events, and when the city council meeting comes up and whatever. Okay, are you done?
I am.
All right, new business, senior services programs and events. And
Yeah.
Hopefully my PowerPoint doesn't lock on me. Okay. Can everybody see okay? Okay.
We have our own problem.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm talking about the filters. So, Louise and Gordon were nominated and won the Optimal Aging Award for the Ventura County Area Agency on Aging. And so we took that nomination and revised it a little bit and sent them up to the California Parks and Rec Society, which is a statewide organization. They hold a big conference every year, and at the end of the conference was their 2018 Award of Excellence winners. Thank you. So we went up for that, the three of us. They insisted I be in their picture. Kept saying, "You guys did this. Oh, you're part of the team." So I'm in the picture. But they were one of, and I brought some of the paperwork associated with it. They were one of 5 awards given statewide for service in your community. It's actually called Champions of the Community Awards. So they, both of them teach my bone builders classes. And when we started, in fact, Shirley's in their class and was one of their instructors. When we started the Tai Chi program, they were in the first class, and they actually taught the very first Tai Chi class that we offered through RSVP. They've since stopped doing that, but now they're training my trained instructors on how to actually work a classroom. They're both retired teachers, so they come in and teach how to manage a classroom, how to unfold each of the forms of Tai Chi, and just kind of how to explain it to people. I feel like that was a big hump for people. We were showing them how to do the exercises, but not really how to teach the exercises. So that's what they do. They have about a 2 to 3 hour meeting every time, like a month after our trainings, and they teach people how to teach. So Gordon is also one of my master trainers for bone builders. He's one of the 2 people who have done that. Until this year, he also has done taxes, AARP taxes here at Wilson. And Louise has done English as a second language service through the library as well. So they've been very, very active and done a lot in our community. So I was really happy they won, and we were able to go up and accept the award. They felt very honored to do it. And they got, the picture's not so great up there, but they felt very special that night. And it's a beautiful plaque that they got. So I turned this to the page where they are. And I brought you. So, but actually you might, at some point, you might want to look through it. There's awards for cities all over the county. You know, I don't know.
That's where my nephew is.
They had a short talk about everybody, and you're in a line waiting to go up, and the lights in your eyes, and we were trying to get up there and get the award and look okay and get a picture taken and leave. So, yeah, it's the same thing. So that's the Dilgers, and they will be honored at the City Council on May 7th. for winning their award. We did our first Out to Lunch Bunch in March. You know, it's a brand new program that Deanna and I decided to try. I've been trying to do this for a long time, but I finally found a volunteer who I thought could actually lead it and trust her to take over for us after we get it started. She's pretty new in town. She wanted to meet some people. She lives down by the beach, and it's just a perfect match. So we went, our first outing was at the Shores, which is renovated. The Shores, yeah.
The Shores.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
Which was a renovated restaurant down on Harbor. They're going this month, I'm not gonna say it. We're trying not to tell people ahead of time where it is until they say they're going. Otherwise, we're trying to control how many people go. Because if I just put the word out where we're going,
Mhm.
I'm worried that we'll make reservations for 10 and we'll have 20 show up and it'll be a problem. So we're asking everybody to call in and pre-register with us. There's no cost for them to come to this other than they order their own food. So this is like lunch for people who wanna go out to restaurants, can afford to do that, don't need to come in for our senior nutrition, can get around under their own wheels to places. So it's just meeting a different need, if you will, in our community.
You had one guy and all those women.
That was, Gordon came. I said, Gordon, what are you doing here? You know all these people. He said, I'd like to go out to lunch. So he did.
He did, and couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Well, he had a good conversation with the ladies around him. So I think we had 9 people. The lady in yellow that's kind of popping out from behind Gordon is Lori. She's leading it. We had 9. I thought it was a good show for the
It's
first
gonna
time.
grow.
I think it will, absolutely.
Do we drive ourselves or?
Mhm.
No, you drive yourselves, you order what you want. So, and I think the beauty of ordering what you want, I know one of the seniors just ordered an appetizer. So you know, if we're going someplace where the meals are 15, but you only want to spend 7, you order an appetizer and some water and you're still going out. Which is kind of the way we work it with our excursions, right?
Mhm.
Shirley's a big excursion taker. No, but they go, and we had people from Ventura and Camarillo as well, because I had advertised to boat builders, so we had some of them come as well. So it was a good deal.
I think it's great that you're offering programs that aren't, that are for people who have the income and have the ability to get around and that kind of thing. Because, there's those seniors out there that,
Mhm.
They're just looking for,
Something to do.
yeah.
Well, and the other thing it does is it introduces them to us.
Mhm.
So when there is a need for what we provide, they're already familiar with what we do. Because a huge part of the conversation last time was, oh, you do boat builders? Oh, you have this? Oh, there's senior centers? I mean, somehow they found out about the lunch, but they had ignored a lot of the rest of the stuff.
Do you bring the calendar?
I
Pass
did
it
this last time because I went home the night before and went and visited some of my classes, and I hadn't brought it with me. But
I'll do it
Deanna's
this
gonna go this time, so excursions were one of the things they were.
Oh,
really
yeah,
interested in.
excursions.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
yeah, I think I like the idea of it, and we had 2 people last month who couldn't go in March, but had already signed up to go.
you'd be surprised the people that don't know. You'd be surprised
What we do,
what you do.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm not surprised.
We wear many hats.
Yeah. All right, and we're keeping that flyer each month the same, so we don't have to keep reinventing it, but we're changing the color, so people kind of have an idea that it's a little different. Okay, so this was, the picture on the left is our bone builders. We had Dr. Spiegel, who, I've forgotten the pain management, something or other, is the name of his organization. And he came in and spoke to the instructors about pain management, and they were really intrigued. And I felt like I met his office staff at the City of Oxnard employee health fair, and hit them up at that time to kind of talk to bone builders. And I think they learned an awful lot. I was busy doing something else while I was there, so I didn't really listen to them much. But they had lots of questions, and when you're dealing with seniors, there's always somebody who's got something in your class that the information might be useful.
I think many seniors don't realize how quickly you can get addicted to taking medicine.
Right,
So you should all be aware of what the doctor prescribes it. Think twice before you have the prescription filled.
yeah, and that it's a great segue into the next thing, which is STOP, Seniors Tackling the Opioid Problem.
Yeah.
We did get our RSVP grant that was up and was competitive, so if somebody else could have applied for and received the money. And working on the opioid problem is a part of the Corporation for National Community Service, part of what they want us to focus on. So the STOP program is something Deanna and I are working with the county on, County Behavioral Health. And we had been working with City Corps, actually all of Recreation. So the county While I was doing this, while I was writing it into the grant, the county was kind of bubbling up and doing their thing, and it just kind of all came together. So they've done some training with the city court kids, they've trained our CPR instructors about, I'm not really sure what they taught them about, but it had to do with opioid, maybe overdoses.
Yeah, I think how to kind of spot that and see that if they come across somebody. I don't think that they were provided kits yet. I'm not sure.
No, I don't
but
think so.
just like the information regarding the opioid crisis in our
And
parks
then
too.
the city court kids, city court members, kids, because they're not all little kids, they posted some flyers, I think, in public restrooms about opioid use and how to get rid of your drugs and stuff. So what we're gonna do, we're working also with Pepperdine, which is what the picture is. Pepperdine, we get a report from them this afternoon. They are writing a volunteer manual for me to use, to give to the volunteers who will be in each of our 3 senior centers once a month. We're working with the police. We haven't gotten an absolute yet, but we're working with the police to county to get our police department to come in and do a drug take back once a month in each of our centers. So the premise on that being, we have this once a year, everybody bring their drugs in, but what happens the rest of the year? And seniors have a huge number of prescription opioids. And the stats show that youth who are using the drugs pretty young are obtaining them from family members. So if we can try and get those drugs that they're not taking back in before somebody abuses them, that's a good step in prevention. They're also supposed to be coming up with talking points for grandparents to talk to their grandkids about drugs. So I don't think that's an approach that's been taken. I thought it would be something interesting. Because I know there's things that I talk to my 10-year-old about, my 10-year-old grandson that he would talk to his mom about. So I figured other grandparents are that way, and especially when they get to be teenagers or before teens. So part of it will be developing a relationship with them, talking points for it. So Pepperdine's working on all that, and then we're working with the county to try and get the drug take-backs. We can't do that. Staff here can't do it.
Right.
So we do need the police department to cooperate with this. And the volunteers will have like a 1 time a month table that will sit and give information. So it'll be a drug take-back and information exchange. There's also going to be something about lock them, count them,
Oh, yeah.
dispose of them. I don't know, that's 3 or 4 steps, like make sure you put them where somebody isn't going to just happen upon the drugs. Count them regularly to make sure nobody's taking your drugs besides you, and then dispose of them if you're not using them. So it's not going to be a really big program, but I'm hoping it makes some impact. We're not going to have 125 volunteers like we do with boat builders, but I'm hoping we'll have a little foray into the amount of drugs that are roaming around out there and information. So if you know anybody who'd be interested in volunteering for that, or we have a training, I think it's May 25th.
I think it is May. That same
No,
week,
that's
right?
earlier, I think it's May 21st. I'm kind of flying poorly because my work cell phone died, and that was where all the calendar was. So, and I can't get this calendar to look like what I'm used to. So, but I'm pretty sure it's May 26th. May 21st. Well, yeah, but I have to be online. It's May 21st that we're doing the training, and the county's gonna do the training for us with all the stats and all the information they have, because they're the experts on it, not us.
That's a Saturday.
May 21st,
Oh, 21st.
yeah. That's a Tuesday, I think.
So each center will have 1 day a month?
Yeah.
And how many volunteers?
I'm hoping to get 5. We have 2 or 3 right now. So I have a bilingual person. I think I have 2 bilingual, which would be good. We're
Mhm.
probably gonna wind up, because the police are talking about sending somebody out for 3 mornings a month is a lot for them to send even an officer off the beat. So we're talking about probably doing here and Palm Vista at the same time, because the proximity is so close. They can
Close by.
just come here and do their thing and then go there, so staggered time.
It's a problem, because it's so easily spread to a lot of other people because they're being educated. They'll go home and talk to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my hope.
Yeah.
That will be, and part of the reasoning behind doing a monthly drug take back is a lot of our seniors don't drive, right? Or don't drive very far, so they know they're coming here, they know we're gonna take the drugs back. Because you can drop them off at Walgreens over by Aldi. That Walgreens accepts them, they have a big metal container that takes them in, but they're here. Why not bring them here? Place they're
It's for
familiar with.
old, it is for old drugs.
Opioids,
Oh.
unused drugs. I mean, I think we could take any kind of
They just said
prescription
no,
drug, but
no
there's no
liquids.
syringes, there's no liquids, there's
Yeah.
no illegal drugs.
Outdated prescription pills. Yes. Yeah.
Expired.
Yeah.
Or ones that you're not taking in.
Yeah.
What about what the outdated?
Yeah.
That's another program because, Bartolo never died in the last year, so. And they had piles and piles of pills and stuff,
Right.
so that's a good thing, you know, a family member dies, so they take the drugs to them. And
Yeah. I think it's a good service for them.
Hospice usually, takes care of any,
Something like that.
If they're there, they'll take them.
yeah, if they've been involved in hospice, they grind them up and do all sorts of things.
And you're supposed to put them in kitty litters. So people don't want to eat them.
Used to be they flush them down the toilet and they found out fish were.
Or goes in
Contaminating the ocean.
Do I have anything else?
I don't think so.
You're on.
So here's some pictures from the senior centers. We're still doing Seniors of Oxnard on our Facebook page.
No,
So, and this is Anthony, one of our regulars here at Wilson. He comes by Palm Vista as well. So just an FYI, we're still doing that. And I actually noticed the city of Santa Paula started doing Seniors of Santa Paula. So we're trend setting, which is really cool.
Yeah, how come we have no names on those? So I look at them and I wonder who are these? Is there?
I've often
Privacy
wondered the
thing,
same
right?
thing.
You know, I think it's for privacy. They probably don't want their name just put on Facebook like
I
that.
would think that one could.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to say, hey, Anthony, I saw your picture.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you have Butch before that?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think Butch was.
yeah. Yeah, so
Um,
that's up
unless
to
they say
them.
that something, you know, I'd like to see the name.
Yeah.
Maybe if you could just put their first name, although I
Anthony.
think somewhere it says
Tony.
Anthony on the.
It might say on the
Tony.
Tony. Tony Montana was what he was known for in college. So he put his nickname from college in there.
I just think if you put Anthony Seniors of Oxnard or something
Yeah,
like that,
Yeah, at least they're first.
it would be good.
yeah, you can ask
all
him,
we're
that's for
gonna
sure.
anyway, it's the first thing.
I know.
And it's the picture of George with one of the seniors from Palm Vista, Olga, and they're celebrating with little scoops of ice cream because George helped her study for her driver's license exam, and she passed. So she was super excited and very grateful for George for helping her out and pushing her to, go and try. And so her license, I think, is good for about 4 more years. So she's really excited about that. So he did a wonderful job with her, helping her out. She was very nervous, so he helped calm her nerves and helped her study and feel confident. So just some more pictures from March. Myra is still doing crafts at the center, so she comes twice a month to each of the centers. So they've been really enjoying all different things, but she'll do jewelry. I think I have a picture of jewelry, painting, rock painting, tissue paper flower, just different arts and crafts. And the seniors have been really enjoying that and enjoying her company too. She's a fun gal. And then this was the St. Patrick's Day lunch that they had. This is one of the tables at South Oxnard. So they went all out in all their grain and getting together.
And I'm glad you have pictures of men in here to encourage, the men.
Must be.
Yes. In the crafts, and Maya really tries to draw the men in too, because usually they enjoy it just as much, but they're always apprehensive. So she's really good at encouraging them to at least try it. And you
Gosh,
know,
I saw
it's
on
good for us.
Facebook, those teacup.
the succulents, so
Oh,
cute,
they're
right?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
They're for
yeah.
sale at the farmer's market on Channel Island, Harvard, if you want to buy them for yourself.
Really?
Yeah, grade
Adorable.
one, give the class, and he's selling them.
Oh, and did he teach the class too?
He
Oh.
Yeah, aren't they adorable? They're just,
And I have all these teacups, maybe the handle's broken, so you could glue on the handle, but, they're
Oh
not.
yeah. That'd be perfect, right?
Yeah.
Here's one of her jewelry classes. I knew this picture was in here, so and she encourages them even like bring your old jewelry that you know are broken or the clasp is done with, and you just want to reuse the beads, and it's good for dexterity, and it's a fun little class and very creative
you
too.
have one earring left.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That happens a lot. I know, make sure. So here's some upcoming events to mark your calendars with. We're still doing evening Zumba here, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:45 to 6:45. So it's nice to have some evening programming for those that are still working or have daily responsibilities and can't get over here for the morning exercises. April 10th, Mary Sue and I are going to the. Oh, we're not.
Kim's not going.
We're gonna have our information there though.
Yeah, so, we were invited to the Cypress Point Senior Expo, so Alma is now going.
Okay, so she'll have our info
She and Kim switched.
So are they taking us down?
tomorrow.
No, they're going with to a table there to tell people about what we do.
Hmm.
Oh.
Have an informational booth there.
Where is Cypress?
It's in Ventura near where
Ralston.
Marie Callender's used to be.
Like-
Stone.
Right
Ralston.
behind the 99-cent store in Harbor Freight
Yeah.
on Victoria.
No, it's near Victoria. To go up Victoria.
I think it's just an expo, so you just walk
Yeah.
around for the.
Yeah, to the left of Ralston.
Oh.
Right behind
They said you could make reservations.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but they do
Oh.
a lot of like monthly events for seniors to bring people into the facility. We were invited to attend this, so
I believe I went last year.
we're going.
Yeah.
Dash diet, I use that.
We're also going to, I don't think it's on there, this weekend, there's we're going to a fall prevention. No, it is on there, April 30th. Never mind, keep going.
Okay. April 11th, here's some more programming. The DASH diet is going to be presented here at Wilson from 6 to 7. And that's through St. John's Hospital is presenting that information. Adults and seniors are both welcome. So, and that's, a healthy diet for everybody. April 13th, BC AAA Bilingual Fall Prevention Fair, and that's in Santa Paula. At the Senior Center? At the Senior Center in Santa Paula. April 17th, that's our next Out to Lunch bunch. So I'll be attending that. But if you guys have any interest or know of anybody who wants to join, just call the Senior Services office to register. April 19th, we're already close to Easter, so we're going to have a celebration at Palm Vista and South Oxnard, and Wilson is doing theirs on the 17th, which is a Wednesday. So they're going to do like luncheons and some Easter egg hunts and all sorts of fun activities. April 26th, Fall Prevention Series class is going to be offered in Spanish at Palm Vista, so we're excited to have that, and that's going to be a series of classes, and it starts at 9:30 in the morning. April 30th at 10 a.m., there's going to be a shingles presentation and vaccine offered at SOC, and it's by the Vaughn's Pharmacy.
You have to pay for that?
No, it's free.
Is that the old shingles or the new shingles vaccine?
No, there's a real difference, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
It's a new one.
I would
The
assume
new one
it's the new one.
The new one, I understand, is very, very difficult to get. My sister got it, and she said that she had to call the pharmacy like weekly, every week, in order to, to make sure that they had it on hand. So I, just curious, I'd like to
Yeah,
get
At
yeah.
Vaughn's
I have no idea,
last
there's
week,
two
they
different
said
ones,
we
but I would
have
assume-
the vaccine, but I don't know. It's-
Anyway, that's a question that, because,
Yeah,
we seniors know about the,
yeah, the
there's a
old and the
difference.
new.
And I
Because
think,
the old one is not very effective,
Okay.
the new one is much
Yeah.
more effective, and so I've not had the new one yet. So if it is the new one, it's like I'm there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
also a two-step.
Yes,
It's
so
two
you gotta
shots.
make sure that you have to go
Six-
through, you
3 months
get the
apart or
first one,
something
and it's
like that.
difficult to get, because there's just not enough supply, there's more demand than supply.
and
Okay,
there
I'll
was
have to ask
something
Desiree.
about the cost, but I think if you have Medicare will pay for
It's
it.
covered,
So I'm sure they'll want the seniors to
the
use
card.
Medicare card, but you might check into that
Yeah,
so that
I'll have to ask
you
her.
can tell people they have
Yeah.
to bring your Medicare card with them.
Yeah, I've just had the second shot and I haven't paid anything, but my insurance, I'm not sure which insurance was paying for
But
it.
see, you probably, at the pharmacy, you're registered with Medicare.
I went through my doctor and my,
Oh, well, but they,
Deanna, would
they
it be
have-
possible that you could find that out of which
Yeah.
kind, and then send us
I'll-
an email?
yeah,
Because
I'll-
like I said, I'm there, and
Yeah.
it's the new one.
Yeah,
Well, and if
And
they
I-
haven't set an appointment 3 months in advance, perhaps it isn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
if they
I
haven't
said-
told you that they're coming back 3 months.
yeah, I'll have to ask. I'll email Desiree and
Yeah.
ask her.
The fact that it's a two-step, that they do have a sign at Vaughn's, I saw it last
Which
week,
ones?
on Ventura Road. We have the new shingles shot, get your shot today,
On fifth, is that September?
Fifth and Ventura Road. But because it's new and because it's a two-step and because you have to have proof of insurance or Medicare, I think people will show up and if they don't have their card, their
Yeah,
insurance card,
yeah.
won't be eligible.
I'll see. I know that they had flyers, so I'll take a look at the
Because those
flyer
shots are
too.
like $125 or $150.
Yeah. May 7th is the Camarillo Annual Senior Expo, and that is, what day of the week is that?
I think that's a Tuesday, it's the same day as the city council meeting.
City council.
oh, right, yes.
So- This is the big annual senior expo that they have in Camarillo. They fill their whole big community room, and then there's people outside, and they have a lunch. I believe it starts at 9. And it ends at 1.
9 to 1. May 10th is the Mother's Day and Spring Boutique at Palm Vista. So our winter boutique was so popular and people wanted it back like the next month. I said, well, let's do like a spring boutique and combine it with our Mother's Day celebration. So we have that planned for, like I said, May 10th, and tickets are available at all 3 of the centers right now. So if anybody's interested in going to that, we're going to have the taco man that was there last year that was very popular, and he made delicious, delicious food. So we're excited to have him back. And the usual entertainment, and it's so nice outside in that area, Palm Vista. Yeah, so we're excited,
I'm
and we'll
looking forward to getting to the boutique.
yeah, and we'll see how, it all comes together. Last year we did like health and wellness type of tables. So we know that it fits well back there. So we're excited to see how the spring boutique turns out. And then June 21st is the senior dance at Wilson, and we did decide on the Western theme. So we'll be starting to meet on that and kind of organize that party. So I'll have more information coming in May. I think that's it.
Any questions? I mean, we drilled you. Without anything.
That's
We're trying to give a report and we're like.
Which is good.
Oh, I had one more thing that wasn't on there. Senior transportation fair, this just came out. It's April 25th, 9 to 12 at the Camarillo Library Auditorium. This is all I know about it.
I think BC AAA is doing something like that too. Okay, next we'll, do the Senior Service Commission Annual Report. And Jeff and I met with Renee to go over, we do this annually. We go in front of the city council and there's a PowerPoint presentation.
So you will have a copy of this, although there were revisions to it that Renee wasn't able to get in.
You want to go ahead and talk about it?
Sure, I mean, it's relatively short. We think we have about 10 minutes on the agenda. Well, not really, it's short yet.
With the man, well,
We've demanded 10, last year they offered us 3 minutes.
right.
So we're gonna all show up. We need just 10 minutes.
That's just that.
That's on May 7th, so on the cover will be dates. We'll rush to get the 7th. Took off for the Pacific Northwest. So the first slide, was really just, and this is kind of a I don't want to say example, but it is of last year's. So most of the statistics on what we have this page 2 are the same because the census hasn't been updated. And there really were no good local senior statistics to update with.
But we'll be meeting, we'll be talking to two new.
Oh, right. That's a very good point. On the city council, there were 2 new members, and I've never seen this. So it's important to see it. The commission lineup is updated to reflect the current world. Future. All those yet. If you see something on here, either here or if you go home and look at it, it's not one of us. Renee, myself, Alex. And then we'll go through the 3 focus areas, and this is kind of where we put all of the programs in.
And I really, really like this.
I did too. I really liked when I saw this. I thought, because it lists lots of stuff.
It's a lot, instead of just having a laundry list of everything, at least it puts context.
Yeah. I think it's excellent.
So the city council is, it's a 4 or 5 hour meeting for them, so they're all over the place. We usually do get good attention for this stuff. Page 5, Alice and I have recommended we take the video out. You can have the senior nutrition program slide, but there's a 2-minute video of people serving meals, for lack of a better description. And it's kind of interesting for about 15 seconds. And at least for myself, it was okay. So there's another tray, once another table. So I think the statistics. And last year, the video didn't work.
Right.
It's not that it didn't work, somebody didn't get the arrow started. But anyway, so there will be a page on senior nutrition.
The thing that, on that senior nutrition is that I've always been interested that, to go and put the price in, is that the price, that we ask for $3 donation, but the average is what, 46 cents of the donation?
That's
I think that that's just interesting. I think people relate to that, and it's like, that it's very affordable for people but it's available to anyone, whether they're able to, affording it. So
That's a good point, we should have that. And we see the statistic, congregate meals, home delivered meals.
And it may be,
It hasn't been updated.
that may be the only real nutritional meal that they receive every day. I mean, just like children that are in school, that this is the one meal that many of our seniors, maybe that's the one meal that keeps them going and keeps them healthy.
And she didn't complete it with the total meals.
Right, so Renee knows that she's between now and
Yeah.
May 11th.
So-
So
I
she,
think what I hear you saying is you think they should educate them a little bit more about what senior nutrition is.
You know what,
Not
I,
just
because,
discuss.
to me, that's more interesting than, okay, we serve da-da-da-da-da. I think that the importance of what that senior meal represents to a lot of the people is, I think that that's what I would stress, that rather than, even the numbers or all of, I don't know, I think that it could
well,
be.
and there's a certain cost, and I can't tell you right now, but it's like, the meal costs $6.25. We ask for $3, but we get like
50 cents.
the average of it, yeah. And so, yeah, if we can break it down like that, and the rest of it is paid by BC AAA and Measure O, which is going away.
So the dollar is different, talking about the money.
Yeah.
It's different in my world, in my little brain, than purpose of the program.
Okay, but we need to go back to the purpose of the presentation. It isn't an education. This is my help. The purpose of the presentation is in 10 minutes to tell 6 city council members and the mayor all the great things we did in 2018. It's not really set up to really dive deep into the subject.
Okay. I was just
You know, I
trying to
think
bounce
it's-
off of what Kathy was
Yeah,
saying.
I think we can get a bullet point. You know,
Yeah, but you don't have to say it, it could be a bullet point,
Right.
that they can read
I
later.
wouldn't want to put out the food groups and all that. It's not the appropriate place for
I like your
That's just
idea, because if you read it, then you wonder if they're free meals. So I think you need to know that it's not free.
And then we get grants or something like that.
that. And some money from them, actually.
But isn't the senior nutrition, I'm pretty sure the senior nutrition grant is on that calendar for that agenda?
On what attendance.
On the
It's not on.
city
this
council.
agenda,
I don't think so.
Unless I've got,
I don't think they got included.
okay.
I think especially for the new council members, this will be the first time they actually come in contact with us.
I tried to get the new city manager, I tried to get the previous city manager. Why don't you come over and we'll have lunch at the Wilson Center? And you can see what it's all about. And it never happened, and I think that would be a great thing, or to invite the city councilman to come and have lunch with us and see what's going on.
Be a good follow-up for the or Carmen, I'm just running
Running for supervisor, yeah. And I wonder what happens, this is a Renee question, I guess, when Measure O is over, where are we gonna get the money to subsidize this?
We've got probably another 10 years, doesn't it?
No, it's
No.
expiring in 2 years.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a 20-year.
No, it's expiring.
And they're
I think 2 years, and very soon.
Very soon, yeah.
And so they're gonna have to, go back to the community and ask for the tax again. And the city's already talking about raising our taxes because of, the lack of money we have.
Because they're spending too much.
Yeah.
Okay, well, continue.
Okay, the next page is RSVP. I don't know if these are the latest numbers that we have. I don't know.
I did send her numbers, so
Okay,
I'm sure they're the latest.
I asked her to put dollar value on the 62,000. Me?
No,
No,
phone
I'm
builders.
not.
That I thought.
These are my
Tai Chi.
instructors in Tai Chi.
Bert likes to do that.
Mhm.
He likes to calculate the numbers of how people
Right,
get
'cause
numbers.
Bert Carrillo
Yeah.
always says, and he takes that as
Yeah, he does it, and it takes.
Wow, that's like $1.5 million. So Renee told me that the number that's thrown around for volunteer value is about $25 an hour. But she has the exact number. So
I'd go with more than wage.
that's what I said, that was
No,
15.
the industry standard is good, is within the independent sector, I'm looking it up. And it's different by state, because each state has different costs added in.
But even at $15 an hour, it's
Yeah,
it's
still,
$1 million.
still,
So it's an impactful number for them to hear. Last year, Bert asked, he says, do you guys even get gas money for those meetings?
That's why I walk.
Good for you.
$4 a gallon.
Yeah, not his number. Yeah, they don't think about it.
The seventh slide is a 100th birthday slide, and I've asked Renee, there's actually, we think, a second birthday. Lourdes, Renee said you were at us, you presented a 100th birthday.
Yeah, that was
Oh, wasn't it?
February.
Well, that was,
Yeah, that's
Yes,
fine.
February.
And so her question,
And I have another one coming.
yeah,
I
I
have
asked
to call
her,
her to be sure, Rita Brooks. She used to write the Christmas.
I
She wrote one time that she wrote the Christmas parade.
oh. Well, it's helpful if we can get a picture
Yeah, did you take it?
Right.
of the
No,
first.
that's it, it's coming.
No, the one you did.
Or the one, no, because they didn't tell me it was, the party was over. But I still got the certificate and gave it to them.
that's,
And there's one coming.
I asked Renee to put some text around this. So right now it says 100th birthday, picture of a lady. If you don't see the sign in the background, she almost looks like a bride.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
What I was thinking, if, we could put her
Some-
name,
Right.
and then maybe take a picture of the certificate for that other lady and put it there so
Right.
that it reflects that we did at least 2 birthdays.
Right, some kind of context. around this.
This was the cutest presentation, they did this at Family Circle, it was amazing.
And the one on
It's really dressed up.
Oh, I know, they carried her in on a, like that.
From,
Yeah,
Like clear pattern.
And
Egyptian
the
princess.
certificate that I gave to that man, he died. He died last month, this 102. He died last month. He died last February.
well, she probably has questions, but I think if we could just do a picture of the certificate
Right.
for the other, and then for this lady's name.
So this slide should be beefed up.
Yeah.
Probably will get some good comment. Then the 8th slide is partnerships.
I think that's great. If you listed all these people to let everybody know, particularly city council, who we're working with. We're just not over here by ourselves. We're working with a community.
At least they know what senior services is.
Right. And then we go into the major accomplishments, page 9. And there's actually 2 things I asked her to add to this. Maybe one was a number.
Yeah, for sure.
So then,
Oh, go ahead. I'm
on
sorry.
this 9th one, you'll pick out 2 or 3 things to point out to their attention and then.
Right, and just leave the list up there, but we had added the fact that there was a report completed on housing, transportation, and food. I think it's interesting that we, come back to the report we did last year, Alice and I and Alan. That the 3 things we had identified, food, transportation, and housing, there was a constantly deal with the transportation fair. So these are very active, and I think it's important to let them know. So I've asked her,
When you do this slide, will you perhaps mention that you used to receive grants and that we hope that they will be reinstated at some time?
that's a Renee question, because she feels very, I would certainly, you know, she has all this political protocol she's trying to follow. So I guess she's trying not to upset anybody, but we should
Well,
ask.
I just think that this would be the appropriate place to say that we're hoping, you know, these are our partners and that in the past we did get grants to them and
There's certain things
we're
that-
hoping sometime it will be reinstated.
There's certain things that we can do that a city employee can't do.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just, like I
I
said,
can't
this seems like that would be appropriate for us to say that that would be our hopes. It's
Right.
our goals, this is our presentation,
Well,
and we're hoping that this will someday be
How
reinstated.
about if Alice or I do the presentation, we'll say. If Renee does
If Renee
it,
does-
she
yeah,
may not
exactly.
say it.
Yeah.
We can't get fired.
Yeah.
We can, but it wouldn't be a big deal.
It's not gonna cut your pay.
Yeah.
Now, it would, since I don't get mileage, it would actually increase.
Well, you have to go walking, we
It's
could
the
be
city.
walking buddies.
But the city council members don't get mileage for driving to meetings. That's a good point. Yeah, we could put a casual comment on that, we hope to remove grants, although some of these guys did get grants right at the CBD, whatever that meeting was.
Yeah, but only Kay knows.
Oh, right,
Oh.
it hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah, I would, and actually, I'm surprised it hasn't been announced yet.
No, it takes forever.
Is they're, yeah, anyway, they were trying to help everybody with a plan that everybody would get a little bit of something because they didn't have enough money, particularly to the groups that, you know, were interested in and, you know, care about.
And so there was a second item added to page 9. Yes, I have it.
Well, farmers is spelled wrong.
Farmers.
Oh,
Farmers market.
Oh, farmers. Oh, right, you pointed that out. so.
And I think it should be S apostrophe, shouldn't it?
You know, I've seen it spelled many different ways. Sometimes it's without an apostrophe at all because it's just the market of
Oh, okay.
farmers, and sometimes it belongs to the farmers, so, but apostrophe should be plural. Yeah.
The second bullet point.
Many farmers.
If it's, the way that it is that farmer apostrophe S means one farmer's market. And if it's S apostrophe, then it's many farmers markets, just,
That's all.
yeah. So if anything, if you're gonna leave the apostrophe should be behind the S,
Right.
or leave it out.
Yeah, keep capitalized.
Well, anyway, well, at least spell it correctly.
You don't remember what I wrote, I know there was a second. We had a second night. Okay, well, when Renee gets back, she's supposed to.
I can't remember.
I think she only has a day or two to get it done.
Yeah,
You know, so-
I can't remember
And
I think
then,
I caught it.
did you also plan that the author would do a report on you, yeah, statements, other than just, the goals? That I would do an Orca report at this time,
Oh,
or was it just gonna be the goal and stuff like that?
Oh, it's the last slide, I mean, there's no, if you're there. there's
the
no
long-term
reason-
goal is, number one, move forward to plans to build a new city. Yeah, the way we did it before was Kay got up, but
Right,
I think we decided since they limited
The time,
the time,
okay, I just wanna know what you're expecting. Say anything.
yeah. If we can work it out where you can,
You know, we're gonna, architectural firm that was hired, is all I gotta finally sign, all that's going, that gets into our report, but it ties in here that we could put some things like, there'll be, what they'll be doing in the next 60 days or something like that. Would that be helpful? Because there'll be some dates in May, where they'll be visiting the, senior centers and getting more ideas from people about what they want the senior center to specifically have. And that's on the 15th and 16th. So something like that, we could put in, could that be just
Yeah,
typed in here and then?
I feel that Kay really needs to have a spot, even if it's only for 30 seconds.
Sure.
We do a whole lot of work, and what we're wanting to do as a committee, the Orcas committee, we're wanting to follow up. We want to keep this in front of city council that, and we're waiting to attend city council, the beginning, part of, public comments. We want to keep it in front of them that we are doing this to get their support. And we've not been going to the city council meetings. So even if Kay were to say, yay, we've been working, we've got this committee that to raise funds, and we finally have our 501c, thing. It doesn't have to be in depth, but I feel quite strongly that she should have, 30 seconds a minute in order to do that. Maybe one slide to say, of our Orca slide to just say, we are really working very, very, very hard on this.
I wonder if maybe you can leave this 10 the way it is, and then
Right, add 11.
do
Maybe-
11 and have Orcas and then.
Maybe even change the long-term and the short-term, we'll put ongoing goals, and then long-term, leave that one to the very end, put that one as
Switch
the number 3, so right now you have a 1, 1, 2, so that should be 1, 2, 3. So leave that as number 3, and that way she's got the very end, and she ends with that, and, to tie it in, so that's a possible way to do it.
Well, we'll talk to Renee about that. Either add an additional slide or redo.
Here's the challenge, Renee, I'm not sure what day she gets back, or because she wrote, trying to find an email, she has about a day to turn this around,
The problem is that,
trying to find her.
yeah, she has
Things
to,
have to be sent in really early.
Yeah,
she
this
has
should
to
be-
send it to
this is
the
already-
city.
So.
Okay,
that
here it is.
this
She
one here.
needs changes by tomorrow morning. Because it has to be attached to the agenda by 10 tomorrow morning. So if you have a chart or
Well,
items you want to add, we need to
Okay,
get
well,
that into her.
like I just already put down 3 that 501c, we're now a nonprofit. Pepperdine, a statement about, we're working with Pepperdine, and they have actually a final report, which we'll talk more about later. And the outreach that the architectural committee, there are 3 points that I'd like them to know.
Yeah.
So tell me the points again, 1, 5,
Oh,
1,
right.
3, yeah. Pepperdine, we've been working with Pepperdine for the last months, and they're doing a final report this week, next
The
week,
15th.
yeah.
So the 501c is approved?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
agree.
actually got the number?
You're right, oh,
Wow.
and the official note
I
from.
knew
We'll
you
get
had
to
the
that
bank
in a
account.
second.
Yeah, right. And then the architectural firm is gonna be starting their outreach program to get ideas and then set out for renderings. And that's gonna happen in the month of May.
Carry you making your report.
Yeah, I know, it's, but those are the 3 items really, Candy, do you have any others? But those are the 3 items I thought legally thought that would be good to put on that.
I don't even know, Kay, personally, I think because of time, I don't think they need the detail of that. I think just to say, we have this group of people that are working hard to develop the 501, to get our nonprofit status, and we're going to build, we're going to raise money, and we want community support for this, and, start seeing this out there just to get the word. I don't think we need even those 3 points. But we don't have a meeting before then, but that's just my opinion. What does everybody else think? I think that by this time, you've tuned, it's been a long presentation. They've got to, I really don't think the part with Pepperdine is really, and the architect is rendering. We are a nonprofit organization and we're going to raise funds for that new state of the art, and we just want city support and community support for this. And, you know, we're really excited.
Pardon?
I think your May meetings might be important to mention.
I would, yeah, I would kind of like that, the rendering. Yeah.
It gives you an audience who's gonna hear it, that you might not reach otherwise.
And the renderings will follow with that.
Well, you can work that out.
Yeah, I could just say one, yeah, have a little 2 or 3 sentences.
You know, maybe we've got a kind of our logo, like it's a little
It's
whale
on here.
with the,
I know,
yeah.
but
So maybe just one, but just that, you know, in that, just the slide, with just that, it doesn't need bullet points, it's just, get that up there, I think we just want some recognition, that's all.
And
But
I
again,
just-
keep in mind, there are 2 new council
We're-
members who
we're
may not
meeting-
even know.
No,
oh,
we're
you're gonna
meeting,
meet-
we're meeting with the council people on Friday, this Friday.
Oh, okay, so
that's-
they'll know.
well, I don't know, I haven't heard final confirmation.
If they show
She's,
up,
if Renee's due back, because that was I was gonna ask you.
yeah, she's coming tomorrow.
which is tomorrow morning.
I'm sensing that we should keep this 10 the way it is, add 11, and just have Orcas up
They-
there,
they-
and then you make your 30-second, you know, whatever. And that's my sense.
And the only caveat I would throw out there, and I'm not reading Renee's mind on this, is she's has warned us a few times that we have to keep Orcas and the commission separate, right? Because the work is different. So I
I
don't,
mean, technically, yeah.
yeah, so I don't know if, this is her decision, not mine. I don't know if adding a formal presentation from Orcas on the Senior Services Commission report is kosher.
I think it's not a formal report. It's just,
Okay, you planning to be there? At the-
I come back from my trip on the day before.
oh,
Oh, you could sleep.
And, well, it's only 13 hours of flight.
Sleep is overrated.
Right, yeah, no, I will be there.
Because what we can do is, I don't know who's presenting this, but when it gets to this slide, you know, like you said, that's when Kate could take over.
and if Kate
And talk,
can't
you know,
make it, and she's
or
Jet
Kathy.
lag Kathy, yeah. So we'll work out the details, but if it's okay with Renee, we'll have another slide. If it isn't, we'll have,
And if it isn't, okay, you can fill out a 3-minute card.
Yeah.
Say whatever you want, say really can't
That's
stop.
true. You could make a comment on an agenda item and
Right.
speak directly to this.
Oh,
To
make
make
it
it 3
kosher.
minutes.
Yes.
It would give you 3 minutes to speak.
after your report.
well, actually,
No, they're the
you
I
could
think it'd be before the report.
but that's an idea that you can get, and then everybody will know then when we get to Orcas, that's what you're
However,
talking about.
is that, well, it's really when it's not on the agenda, this, you know, I mean, technically is, even just because it's listed on the agenda as a small item. So I don't know if that really is appropriate for,
Well, no, you don't have to be on the agenda to make.
no, but it is on the
But I
agenda.
think-
It's an agenda item. It's all, it's, you know, maybe, I don't know, it's,
You get more time
You
if
get
you
more.
give it 3 minutes.
I think you can address things on the
On the
agenda at the
agenda,
time
as
the agenda item comes out.
Yes, that's when
Yes.
that happens.
Yeah, they ask
I
for
believe-
public comment.
It's one way or the other, they can't stop you.
So that way you can
Talk.
just do it right after.
Well,
It's your-
we'll
it's your
figure
right.
that
We'll
out,
figure it out, Jenny.
but, because each of the councilmen, that's when the report goes along, because each of the councilmen
They all make
all
comments,
make comments.
right?
And that's good, we want them to do that.
okay, so nevertheless, this is number one, you got that.
Right, I got it.
The other item that was added to number 9, as Alice found my email, was social media. And I wanted to point out all the, it's mostly coming out at the end of this area, all the Facebook and Instagram and how, I don't know if we show it, Senior in Vermont, but my guess is they probably see some of that. But at least to make them aware of that, that's gonna focus. That kind of came out of the first Peppermint stuff.
Yeah, it did.
And I know you're posting more frequently to
Yeah.
Facebook.
That's kind of in that first bullet point them too, develop a marketing plan.
It's, I would say, a very nebulous bullet point.
Marketing plan, put in
Everything-
social
everything.
media or something like that, or.
Marketing and social media strategies.
I mean, it could be a sub-bullet point.
All right, well,
But the Deanna's done the work.
because
Kim does a lot of it.
we just give her ideas.
Okay,
She words it all.
so we'll meet with Renee and then maybe just over a bunch of emails, Jeff and I.
I'll have to send her something today.
Yeah.
She needs it
Only a minor point here, you're now open on Sundays beyond 5 o'clock. And I think that's an important thing on the back, very last thing, it just says to 5.
So that's office hours.
Well, isn't that days of operation? Somehow to say that, because I think it's a good point, that, you're expanding,
The office is only open till 5. Right.
But it says hours of operation.
But see, the other centers don't necessarily have evening programming too, so that could
it's
get
just,
confusing.
okay, well,
Yeah.
leave it till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be wonderful.
It's an exciting, as long as 40 homeless people don't come in to
And
speak in
preemptive.
front, each take 3 minutes.
They usually cut that time off, by 7 o'clock,
Yeah,
they usually cut it off at.
last year the meeting, it coincided with a homeless report. And the entire chamber was full of homeless people. That in itself wasn't, good, they all wanted to speak. So they all got 3 minutes.
And we got,
Oh, they cut them to 2 minutes, yes.
yes.
Since it's early in the month, I suggest we take calendars for them.
Right.
I think Renee said she was bringing kids.
Oh, and then.
Yeah, she'll have the
And then
folder.
Oh, to give to all the senior
Yeah.
council.
And then you'll have a calendar for the council.
For what?
For the month of May.
Oh, senior legends? Senior legends game?
Yeah,
That'll be included in the main calendar this year. We'll put it in there. For the
take it
insert
to
part.
council, but then we can have it for the
Okay, the next is the report on the Ventura County Area Agency on Aging. And on May 7th, it's gonna be a busy day.
Everything is on May 7th.
Yeah.
The Board of Supervisors is acknowledging this, the work of the Ventura County Area Agency on Aging, because it's older Americans now. So at 9 o'clock, they've asked as many seniors as possible to show up at the Board of Supervisors meeting. So that's in the morning, and then Mayor Sue has something during the day, and then City Council that night.
Skip down to 2. You can do 3.
I'm 3. Okay, that's when I'm reporting.
Oh, okay. This is getting elected or nominating representatives. Is that what you're doing? I thought you were telling me about activities of the advisory
I am.
So we forgot number 3,
committee. So we forgot
item number 3, about G.
I don't.
Recommend to the city council 2 senior services commissioners as appointees to the.
Okay, well, I didn't know that we were gonna reappoint. All right. I wasn't. Does
I
anybody?
don't know if there's a deadline on this, if you
Yeah.
want to continue it or to the next meeting, I don't know that.
Right now, Park and I are the representatives.
So you need a motion that we recommend to representatives next year.
I guess, I mean, I really didn't realize that was.
I was
on
by
the agenda.
surprise.
Yeah,
There must have been something come up that said,
Well, maybe
Yes.
it's an annual appointment, and it's just that time of the year for it. That's
Yeah.
my guess.
So is there anybody on the commission who would like to serve on the Intergovernmental BC AAA? Okay, so could I have a motion to appoint Clark and me to continue?
I second.
Okay, so Kay moved and Kathy second.
Alice,
Alice Madrid, seconded to have Clark Owens and Alice Sweetland continue as the representatives. Okay, any discussion?
Oh,
All right, all in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, it's unanimous. All right, sorry about that.
Sorry.
Now,
Jumped in there.
yeah, as I didn't realize, I thought this was just the, so going back, I was telling you that we're gonna have May 7th. We'll be going to the board of supervisors, as many people as possible, and we get a big outcome. And other than that, we have our regular meetings, we finished up the strategic plan. They review that every year. And I don't have anything else to report on BC AAA. So now, Kay,
Well, let's let Kathy, because she's the one who.
Oh.
You make it official for the records.
so yesterday, ta-da, in the mail, I went and got this wonderful little envelope that said from the IRS, and I always like cringe because I'm like, oh my gosh, what now do we
What did
need?
you do?
And, so being a little anxious, even though it's addressed to Michael Williams, I went ahead and opened it.
are you using your home address or?
It's my home
Because
address
see,
that
we-
we're
we-
using.
Needed this to.
In order to move forward, since we don't have a PO box, we don't have, we don't have anything, I'm the closest to there, so anyway, my address is where I get the mail, so I opened and I have mail for bank account, so anyway, I'm the official person. I opened it up and the first thing I did was to call Mike, I left a voicemail, I called Kay and I said, oh my God, Kay, you can't believe, we were very excited. If anybody, wants a copy of this, is that I have given the copies, I've got extra copies for Kay. But we are official, that we are 501c with an
You did a lot of hard work.
Well, poor Mike, it's that, even, I cannot believe, he is an attorney, of course, and he worked so many times. This has been a process that's been going on for more than a year. And he had to do so many revisions and, one time they like the orcas is that with periods in it and then it's to take them out or, these little tiny details of it coming back and we need to revise it and we were up to a deadline because, they only gave us until a certain amount of time. So even at our last subcommittee meeting, we're thinking that we're going to have to go over and submit a whole new application that our time had expired. And so we were very nervous about this and, then we would of course have to go over and come up with funds again. So this couldn't come at a better time. So we are very, very, very excited about it. So anyway, I'll say, like I said, if anybody for whatever reason needs this, but now we can go to our bank account because they gave us an account based on our getting on the status. So that's the way we didn't have to pay monthly service charges. So anyways, that those have been waived and we are
So
very
you can
excited.
get contributions
We get.
and people can donate.
Exactly, we are totally official.
And actually, the next point is we've been working with Pepperdine to help us with what's the steps that we need to do and everything. And one of the ones that they've helped us with, and it's ready to go, my understanding, is a webpage. And of course, then we can now set up a place where you can hit and donate. And so we go,
GoFundMe.
yeah, well, yeah, they will, but, so we have our own foundation and we'll get that going, so that's the other thing. And then the third item is the city, last year gave, $50,000 to hire a architecture firm that would, draw renderings for this, because you really can't, it's really helpful if you have a picture, you can say to somebody, help us raise money to build this building, and here's a picture of it, and this is where it's gonna be and all that. So they, are now starting the program, because we've met with them, Renee and I, and so they will, like I said, on the 15th and 16th of May, they will be showing up at the senior centers, and there'll be advertising coming out of this, and what you think should be in the seniors. And most of their concern will be program, where the committee itself has visited, I think, every senior center in Ventura County, at least the ones that have nice buildings and have great programs going. And they will, we will then be meeting with them saying, you know, we like this, but we've seen some kitchens that we have to have, you know, great, we have to have a good kitchen so we can do all of our food preparations that we're now doing here. And modern and up to date, and things like that. And then we've also learned something about security and how to keep track of that, and, you know, what should be, how rooms, you know, so that you don't have to add these, you know, later on. And all the, you know, electronic kinds of things you need to have in the new buildings. And so we've got a long list of that kind of thing to go. And so that's gonna be starting in May, so we're gonna have some meetings for that, so that.
There was in that email that I received from all of you, there was a question about insurance. What was that about?
Well, we were trying to get insurance to cover us from
Liability.
liability.
The committee members?
Yeah,
You have liability, volunteer liability insurance is ours. We can administer volunteer.
so we do have liability.
If you're an
It's second-
RSVP.
It's secondary to your, whatever
Yeah.
insurance you
How
have.
much is that? You
I
know?
don't know that.
Yeah, well,
Would you let us know so that we're having a meeting next week, and so that we can, you know, then report on that to say that, hey, we already have this, but we have two, you know, one active attorney and one prior attorney, so, you know, they're like very like, oh, yeah, I'm a little, you know, they're
Right.
just a little shy about not being, you know, being able to go out there and not be insured. So if we can even say this is what we have, that, you know, I mean, and maybe.
As long
we
as they're
could-
part of ours.
But they have to.
The hours are being recorded.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
everybody except mine, who isn't quite old enough yet or something yet.
No, he's,
Okay, anyway, that's what we're working on, is liability insurance, because it is
That'd
recommended.
be fabulous.
can you get a couple of applications, so when we do get new
Yes,
members,
we do.
because just like Jim,
I
so
think,
that way,
And do that for
I
everybody.
think I have that
okay,
already.
because I know, you know, probably Jean can, you know, complete one, so new people coming in, you know, are able to do that.
That's what it's gonna be. So,
At least it's not May 7th.
no.
But Jeff, did you notice that you didn't say nothing?
Yeah, it's like all the things.
Happy
Yeah,
Kwanzaa.
she's asking about the property.
The location been approved. It was a while back, we're working on a memo of understanding between us and the city right now. So that, that's the third thing, a memo of understanding is being, being developed so that the property gets committed, to us, you know, so,
Memorandum of understanding.
with the city and Orca, that land,
On Fifth and Patterson.
will be designated for that, because the city council last year or something said something, yeah, this is fine, but anytime a city council can come in and without anything in writing and decide to change their mind. So this memo of understanding puts it in paper.
We had recently met with the city manager, and it was at the city managers that we went with that, to say, we really would like to, we're trying to move ahead, baby steps only, you know, to go over and make sure when we start fundraising, we can tell them it's going to be at Fifth and Patterson. And is there anything that we don't have anything in writing other than a meeting that occurred almost 2 years ago, that where they took a vote and we had a 4 to 5, but now there's new city council people, so he suggested that to write an MOU. And so we are in the process of trying to get that MOU so that that would be a part of it, of what we're able to do and what the city would do.
I would love to, once you get that, to have a sign erected on that.
Yes.
You know,
Wonderful.
Future.
Future home.
I wanna see like a thermometer, one of those little big giant thermometers where you as the funds go up and then you can see it and then, every time you drive by, you're looking at it and you're seeing how close you're getting to that goal.
Also, I wanted to point out, remember last month, you said, couldn't get your meeting with the city council, or with the city
City
manager.
manager. It happened like that.
And so, by contacting the city council members.
Yeah, couple of you got.
And, so I need to write.
It was immediate, and he was so kind, he was so wonderful and, very, just.
That we will not be silenced,
That's right.
And so there are ways to go about it, and
Additionally, at that meeting, we had Lady Allison, that many of you know, that serves on our Orcas committee, that, one of our goals is to go over and make our building, that it would be an area, and you would be appreciative of this, of an area for safety of during a tsunami or something like this, that this would be an area that we could go over as an evacuation building, so to make it, so we think that there may be grants to go over and, that to be able to get, so we're wanting to make it green, but as well as that this would be, and so, so Allison has been trying for probably at least a year to meet with somebody from the fire department to go over and discuss this. She's not had any response. So while we were at the with the city manager, is that she mentioned that and he says, well, of course, this should be, we're very open to going over and making this, an evacuation area. We need to meet with the fire chief. And so that meeting is also set up. So, as a result of, being able to meet with the city manager now that meeting has also, it took place, right, Kay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all
we've had a big month,
Didn't we?
a big month,
Finally, we need it.
a big month.
Yeah, because once you give the fire department, we're saying we'll share the building with you for emergency use, they were going, oh, and of course, then you've got a whole new group of people who are.
Very excited about it because, this would be, even if it doesn't hold all the people, just to have supplies there, if something happens. We have this whole beach community, which is the crown of Oxnard that's living there and, should something come and, we need to be evacuated, you go to a field versus you go to a field that is, that it has, if they need to do some triage and they need to have supplies to help people and if you've got, you've got that. So the work with the fire department is also huge, so we're very excited about.
The city, they're focusing on the homeless problem and on finances, and they just kept putting this off. So here we go.
Yeah.
And so I congratulate you. Really.
Yeah, the rough draft of the MOU is in my thing, so we have that stuff.
He's terrific.
We need to bring Harvard flowers.
Yes, and I was just thinking, I need to write to her,
Donate
tell
to
her
her,
that you got
her
the
fund.
501c3.
Oh, yeah, that would
Would
be
you like
nice.
a copy of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've given the copies to Kate, so Kate's got a copy, that way you have it and with the EIN number, so that if you need it. for
I'll
anything-
scan it and send it to her, so that, we've done.
Renee needs to know who's going to the 15th and 16th to the meetings with the architects. So if there's too many council or commission members, we need to.
Oh, that's the other thing. We would like you all to come to
The final
presentation,
presentation from the Pepperdine University.
which is the 15th of April, which
Yeah.
is this next
Next
week.
Monday.
And so if you people want to come, we have to officially announce another special meeting.
This is
Never-
the project, this is
What
something.
time?
It's a,
1 o'clock here
1 p.m.
at the Wilson Center, to do the final report for Pepperdine, on the work they've done for the organ. And so we need, if,
You're just, you're not obligated to, if anybody is interested, it's going to be a nice, we'll hear their presentation as well as the students that have worked so diligently. We're gonna have a little food reception afterwards, and just, and some certificates that we're going to give them as a thank you.
next Monday at 1. So I guess we want to officially have a special meeting and have it now.
There are people that want to attend. If you're not wanting to attend, then we don't have to do the special meeting.
You see, there's 3 of us already on the committee, so one person showing up means we have to have an official meeting. Get rid of the brown egg.
I'd be happy. That's in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Kay and Kathy, and Clark, and then Jeff.
Well, I don't think we have to specifically, just one
No,
more
if we just-
person.
Well, if Jeff is going, we just need to know
Then-
that
then
we
we do a
just need to do a special meeting.
Okay, and I'll try and go too.
So special meeting.
Yeah.
But
It's 1 o'clock
It's-
here. It's here, right?
also, I have a note from Renee that says, if enough commissioners are going to attend the dates for the architectural presentations also on May 15th and May 16th, that we need to know, so we can she can create a special meeting for
I
that.
don't
So May 15th is 10 to 11:30 at SOC, and May 16th is 11:15 to 12:45 at Wilson,
Oh,
here at Wilson. So if you,
that's the one in May.
so this is May, yeah, and these are the dates set with the architect for community workshops to receive input on the future senior center.
Yeah.
So, can you look at your calendars and let me know now if
Yeah.
she needs?
I'm planning on going to the 15th.
Okay,
That's,
That's South
that's
Oxnard.
South Oxnard.
And the 16th is here at the Wilson Center.
okay, who else is going on the
Okay.
15th?
Tell me again,
It's May 15th.
Architectural.
This is the architect getting community input on what a future senior center should hold.
And what time?
May 15th is 10 to 11:30 at South Oxnard. And May 16th is 11:15 to 12:45 here at Wilson. You want me to do it again?
Yeah. What time?
May 15th, 10 to 11:30. No,
Both-
yes, May
No, just
15th,
have
10
one.
to 11:30 SSC.
All right, I have that, so it's one or the other.
I don't
Yeah.
know,
No, if
you
you
could probably
want
do it all of them if you wanted to.
You can do both.
So the 15 is the.
She just needs to get a number all over to see if there's gonna be a special meeting.
Right.
It has to be set up.
So May 15th, SOC, 10 to 11:30. The next day, so May 16th, 11:15 to 12:45 here at Wilson.
I'll probably.
Really soon.
Jeff,
No, I've.
No, we want to get more, as many people.
It's already not.
Did Clark email you on those if he was planning on attending?
No.
Okay, I'll try and attend both of them, so put my name down.
Lourdes,
I can do to May 15. It's going on May 16.
May 16th is here.
Here.
Yeah, we-
Well, Allison
We're
and I.
Oh, I'll go to May 16 then.
You want it not the
I'll go to May
15th, on the
16th.
16th?
No, I'll go on May 16.
Okay. And Alice Madrid?
I think that's a Thursday.
Yeah, that's in person.
May 16 is.
Okay, so
The 15th is a Wednesday, the 16th is a Thursday.
Thursday.
So I have, on the 15th, Wednesday, I have Kathy, Alice Sweetland, and Kay. who are interested. And on the 16th, I have Kay, Alice Sweetland, Lourdes and Alice.
Yeah, and I would go ahead and put Clark down for both, since he's not here, but
So
I would jot him down because I still want to be involved, if he's available.
Okay, so we have a quorum for both days, because we have 4 and 5. So she'll have to do special meeting.
So yeah, tell her just go ahead and quiet. We protect ourselves.
Okay, so good job, big month, and lots of good things in our future. I'm in awe of everything we've accomplished. It's just fabulous.
The committee is just spectacular. I'm just so impressed with everyone on the committee. And we keep bringing new people in and they step in, like, Laura, who's Mary Sue introduced her, and she made it in the first meeting, volunteered to help. I mean, this is the kind of thing,
The story's good.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is collaboration with local agencies. Kathy. Do you have a report? It says you and Clark and Lourdes.
We've not had.
Okay.
I think the goal is that we had, that what Deanna had prepared for us. And I think what we would like to see is the same as in the past where we split it up to go and visit certain things, of us being able to go through that report and just go over and say, I will do this one, I will call them, that we each take 2 or 3 of them and either give a telephone call and just call them. I think that's what we would like to be able to do.
Okay,
So,
but it just hasn't happened that.
well, it's just, we could go right now, we could just, if somebody has that, and just say, hey, I will go over and make these certain phone calls. Yeah. And we just go and call 2 or 3 places, whether in visit, or whether it's just a make a phone call.
So that we have to,
So that we coordinate.
so we go, I have the list, so do you want to do that now?
Why not?
Okay, so who wants to,
Now, remember,
No, I think these are reports, I'm not sure, can you do that for this segment?
what do you mean?
Reports aren't voting for this. But no, go ahead, we'll go forward, and if we're misstepping the Brown Act, because it's subcommittee reports, it's not action items,
so
which
maybe
are
we
under
want to
new
change
business
that,
and old
maybe we would,
business.
especially since Clark's not here, how about we change it and we table it for now? And
Okay.
then next month that we will assign,
Okay.
and we don't do a report, we assign different, of who will communications with our partners.
Why don't we do that under items of future consideration, and just add that onto the minutes so that it's formalized?
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
And that would then go under probably under new business, if we were to assign it, yeah.
all right,
I think I'd like to go and make it instead.
Okay.
I thought there was May 15th.
all right, under H, commission comments. One of our goals was to reopen the Colonial Center. So Lourdes, Alice Madrid, and I went with Renee over to the new community building that they built in Las Cordes. Is that how you say it? That the old senior center in the Colonial was torn down so that they could build this new residential community. And they promised that they build a senior center. So we went to see the community room, and there's no possibility, it cannot be a community senior center. It's built for the residents of Las Cordes. They're all ages, they're not just seniors. It's not equipped to serve lunch, it's just not gonna happen. So we have to go back to city council and say, where's the senior center that we were promised from the board? Because right now, it's a no happy place. So it was really, really disappointing.
Isn't there a recreation center in that two big blocks?
There is the gym and
Yeah.
so we talked about that. Renee didn't think it would work. But it's used during, after school.
Yes,
So I don't
but it's
remember.
only used after school, so that's what I was coming to.
What else did she say about that meeting that she looked into it?
There's, a lady who, or a staff person, what is her name? Rose, Van Luz, she is on Housing Authority. And I was on that grant thing with her, and she and I talked about the need for senior programming in that area and senior center. And she would be a good person to work with to see if we couldn't get something going, and she knows the area, I think, better than anyone else. Do you, want her card or?
Well, we'll have to run it by Renee, and I think she has to meet with it. We have a new housing director. Too. But anyway, it's a beautiful facility, and the meeting room is lovely. It has a fireplace and, it's just lovely. Yeah, and,
But is it really a meeting room or just a place with chairs and comfortable places that people can sit? and
it's,
chat?
where the residents can go and watch TV and,
Yeah, but not really a meeting.
They have,
Like a little kitchen.
it's really nice.
very nice,
Oh.
but it just wouldn't be appropriate for us. And plus, we couldn't take over their facility because it's for their residents, the people that live in it. So there was never any plan that would be our senior center.
For them, and no one ever worked to.
So anyway, we'll keep that on our goals to reopen the Columbia Senior Center. We thought it was gonna happen, and they said, oh, it's gonna open on such and such a date, but it's,
I want to recommend, I saw a calendar there for one of them. I know the building, the recreation meeting, this is called, isn't open yet, but some of the residents had mentioned that they would like, do they have a bulletin board where we could post the calendar and the trips that are on it? Some of the residents said that they like that.
At the Colonian,
Can you talk to those people?
I know Renee had, was in the works of that, seeing what we can do to post our stuff there.
she was talking to the ladies in the office
Yeah.
because she said, we had transportation that would take the people over to Palm Vista from Orton, Wilson, or SOC, but it's just so new.
Yeah.
And they kind of didn't know. Well, they had to run it by their boss. So it's just,
And if you put it in that room, it's not open, so people don't have to go looking it. That's why I wondered whether they have a bulletin board somewhere in the building.
I don't know, but anyway, Renee, at least she met the ladies. We'll see where that goes. I also wanted to know if somebody wants to represent senior services at the parks meeting next week when they're gonna talk about Wilson Park. That's a Wednesday and I'm not sure that I will. Remember Roger?
Yeah, no, and I think we should have someone there.
Somebody should.
It's too late. 6 o'clock.
What time did he say the meeting?
6 o'clock is too late.
At 6 PM. I'm gonna.
If it's there,
Yeah, 6 PM.
6 o'clock. And
That's the 17th.
7.
So nobody,
At the bar, it's a bar.
yeah.
It's too late.
Well, if you find that you're free that night, it would be really good for somebody to be there. And I don't know if Renee will plan on.
I don't know, she hasn't shared that.
So, you'll see her tomorrow, maybe mention it to her. Because it's in our best interest, but I have company, that's,
You know, well, I leave the next day, I'm going to.
yeah, just before Easter is a bad. I took pictures of Wilson Park and sent it to the committee that's reviewing the parks, and it's a beautiful park. Wilson Park is a beautiful park, but you look in the trash cans, they don't put the lids on the trash cans, and then the birds come and pick things out and scatter it. And there's empty beer cases, and I thought public parks were supposed to have liquor,
Technically.
Yeah, and then you have the children's playground, and you have people sleeping over there, homeless people. And what are their backgrounds? There's just a lot of issues, and so it would be good to be there to hear what they. But hopefully, they're acting on the report that I did. I have 3 parks that I do a report card for. So, then, I have another note here. Oh, do we know when they're going to do the appointments to the commission, the city clerk? We've all submitted our applications, so we're just waiting.
I think there was some discussion of changing the format, but I don't know.
And also in your districts, like, you're in the same district. So one of us may get booted out.
Yeah,
Oh, shoot.
There's a-
Another issue unrelated to them, have a city employee.
if you're, yeah. So, anyway, we haven't heard of this. All right, so does any other commissioner have a comment to make?
I have one thing. Part of the subcommittee that Alice and I were on put all the information on housing, food, and transportation. And the last thing we were supposed to do was put it into brochures or fact sheets or something. So I took a shot at a brochure while Renee had somebody in the office lay it out, I think more as a 1-page fact sheet. My approach, the initial approach was to do one on housing, additional food and home transportation, Renee wanted them all. Her thought was they would all be on the same fact sheet. So she wanted to get some discussion here of what people thought, so before she has, I don't know who in the office was, Kim or somebody. I
We
think it
don't
was
know about that.
Kim,
Kim works for both of us, and she does a lot of layout.
yeah, I think she laid out something, I haven't seen it. And with my, communicating skills, just the inside is actually awesome. But I'll pass this around and you can think about it. When Renee's back next meeting, we're going to put it on the agenda and discuss. Because what the housing would look like, and it's not fully beefed up, it's more of a first shot at it. So it's a question of, my thought was these would be kind of nice to lay out at a table or the fan or information. Ours was gonna have more information on that space. So it's kind of 2 different approaches. And there's nothing special about the house in the front, it's just the flip art.
That's what you're.
No.
No, it's cute,
No.
I
It's
like
cute,
it.
it's cute.
I went, they have a new veterans home that opened. Many Mansions opened a veterans home on Clara Street.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah, and they had a grand opening on on March 30th. I drove around and around and around, and I never could find it. It's 300 East Clara Street, which is kind of like Oxnard Fort Wayne.
Yeah, because that sounds like one meeting.
Did anybody go to that?
No, but I think that was already even filled, even before they opened it, that the wait list is so long. And there was an article that I read recently in the paper about the veterans housing, is that even when they get their vouchers, is that the vouchers are, I forget, like $1,200 a month. But when a landlord, he can rent that same building for $1,800 a month, so they're not accepting the vouchers, even when the vets have them. Because we have such a shortage of housing, so I believe that on that one, I believe that I saw in the paper of that opening, and that even before it was opened, it was already filled.
Well, the idea was that you go on a tour and see what's available. And I would think that that would be something that you could add. It's called
If it were,
mini mansions.
but these are specific to seniors,
Well, I think this is.
senior veterans.
Yeah. Like I said, I never got there, so I didn't get the information. But somehow I got an invitation.
Must be.
I've heard of it, but I'm not sure.
There's a gated community off of Clara, and I don't know if it's a house inside a gated community. I don't know. But anyway, they have a veterans home over off of Nardo in Nyloka. Saturday. But this was supposed to be something here in Oxford. Okay,
So this will probably show up on the next.
okay. Any other
Here it is.
things for the future agenda items?
So Commissioner Lanker was gonna request,
It was
For
for the,
partnerships, that we assign different partnerships of visitations.
the former grant recipients. We want to keep.
Well, partners, not grant recipients, because we already know them. We're wanting to reach out to other partners that we don't necessarily know very much about.
so you wanted to assign visits,
Yes,
fighting with my computer, to, partners.
partners.
And this, and Jeff, his report on how.
Yeah, the was the critical, it was housing from critical needs.
Okay, anything else, you want to see on the agenda? I think well, I guess it would be under subcommittee reports. Be sure and put the Columbia Center. So we can discuss that. Okay, anything else? We did a lot of talking. I think we made a lot of decisions. So can I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, Jeff moved and Kathy seconded that we adjourn. All in favor? Raise your right hand. Okay, it's unanimous.